Now, yes, we don't have the entire cast of Justice League yet. We have the main people. Of course, you know, David Corenswet is Superman. And he is going to be the first one out of the gates in terms of films. The first DCU film is Superman, coming in 2025. He looks amazing as Superman. I still have some issues with the loosely fit suit, but I can't wait to see it anyway because the colors pop. He has the smile, he has the look, and I know without the suit, he is a pretty big dude. And James Gunn recently had this to say about David Corenswet. From The Hollywood Reporter, David Corenswet is going to freak everyone out with how great he is. He is one of the best actors I've ever worked with, and he can do everything. The man is incredible. And for people who are worried, I'm not worried, but James Gunn did say that Superman is an enormous bear of a movie. It's completely different from this Creature Commandos show in every way, but it's very much fantastic as well. And we're not going to have a Batman yet. Batman still needs to happen. Batman is going to be cast in Brave and the Bold. James Gunn himself has said that that's going to be when you'll first see Batman. Now, there's a lot of different fan casts out there, or, you know, James Gunn may have liked a certain person in terms of just liking a post and people just like, oh, could he be Batman? Not saying that he couldn't, or other people that he liked couldn't, but that not necessarily mean that's Batman. We'll see. Because I think it's not only going to be up to James Gunn, but Andy Muschietti as well is probably going to be involved in choosing the DCU Batman. And then there's Wonder Woman. Who's going to be Wonder Woman? We don't know yet. That person also needs to be cast, especially in the Wonder Woman TV series Paradise Lost that's going to come out. And this is my own fan cast. You don't have to agree, but I think Melissa Barrera would be a fantastic Wonder Woman. Yeah, that's who I'm going to choose. We're already going to see an Amazon villainess by the name of Cersei in Creature Commandos. So we're slowly getting into that magical realm, which is also interesting because I just want to throw this out there that James Gunn recently talked to The Hollywood Reporter. Season 2 of Peacemaker is also going to take people by surprise. We take a very different route than the first season, and it's really magical story that people are going to be blown away. Now I'm thinking he literally meant to say magical because it's going to deal with magic. Creature Commandos going to deal with some magic. We're going to deal with magic in Peacemaker Season 2, and possibly even some bit in Superman. Which ideally means it will lead into eventually Wonder Woman. And if James Gunn is following that Justice League that I showed you there in the animated series Justice League team, we don't know who's going to be the Flash, and we don't know who's going to be Martian Manhunter. But we do know who's going to be Hawkgirl, and she's already been acting as Hawkgirl in Superman, Isabela Merced. And yeah, again, her suit, not a big fan of. I love the helmet. I love that she has a mace. But when you see her in the film Superman, maybe she'll blow me away. And recently, she was fantastic in Alien Romulus. That leaves Green Lantern. And there are 2 Green Lanterns. Well, actually, no, there's 3 Green Lanterns, if you count Guy Gardner in Superman. But I'm thinking that this Justice League team is going to be a young team. It's not going to be Guy Gardner, and it's not going to be Hal Jordan, because Kyle Chandler is an older dude. No, if we're going to go based upon Justice League the animated series, he's going to be a young John Stewart, who is going to be introduced in the Green Lantern Max series. And because I've never got to react to him being cast as John Stewart, already he looks like John Stewart. Yeah. Apparently he even played a former Marine combat instructor in a series or a movie called Rebel Ridge, because John Stewart is a former Marine. Now, what James Gunn actually had to say about the Justice League was very simple. From The Hollywood Reporter, James, having interviewed you for the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, I was worried whether those arcs and storylines would remain valid in the new DCU, and you answered that question almost immediately by referencing events from both. Should we treat Squad and Peacemaker Season 1 as prologues to the DCU? And James Gunn says, yeah, they're light canon. Peacemaker is pretty straightforward with the exception of the appearance by a certain group, the former DCEU's Justice League at the end. They don't exist yet. But the rule is, if we mention something from the past in one of the new DCU shows and movies, then it happens. So that's the way we're dealing with it. The Justice League doesn't exist yet, which is very interesting to know, meaning that there's an older Hal Jordan already. Batman has not one Robin, but like multiple Robins already. And it's seemingly late in the game for there to be a Justice League. But once again, this is like adaptations of the comics. This is James Gunn's DC universe. So within this DC universe, it appears that Justice League will not be formed yet until later on, when there's something that they need to be able to form. And I believe these 8 to 10 years is setting up something massive, something big that they need to form a Justice League. Now, it seems like he's forming this version of Justice League, as it kind of appears to be, but that's not to say that he's not going to have his own Justice League team and members that he wants to put in instead. But he also mentioned something that kind of, I don't know, pushes my mind towards more of that Kingdom Come Elseworld story. He said, everything is very consistent in terms of the politics of the world and where the world is at and what's going on. Who are the metahumans in power? Who are the metahumans not in power? Who are the power brokers? Who are not the power brokers? So we see a glimpse of it here in Creature Commandos, but we see more of it in Superman and Peacemaker. And this is one of the theories that we've thought about for a long time. Fans have noticed James Gunn did share Kingdom Come before, and Superman's symbol is the Kingdom Come Superman. And now we're talking about metahumans power, metahumans and non-power, politics. It just seems like it's going in that direction, at least his version of it. But personally, I feel like Kingdom Come is like the end all of the end. Like it's all the way at the end. I still want to see a Justice League story before that. Like that needs to be maybe after 10 years or something. I don't know. Are you excited for a new Justice League? I'm kind of excited to know that we are now once again in a trajectory of having a new Superman movie, possibly more Batman, Superman movies, and then more Justice League movies and all the other DC stuff that surrounds Superman.